Hello, everybody, and welcome to TNM Unplug, the podcast when we elevate your hearts, your minds, your body, and your soul to a completely different level of yourself, the space when you can accelerate, grow, and learn. Today, I have a very exciting guest with me. He is a friend and colleague, Sameer Hassan, one of the first native Arabic speaker who obtained the Master Certified Coach designation from International Coach Federation, which is a big accomplishment as well. He is currently spreading the coaching globally and also focusing on Middle East area with a lot of Arabic coaches being in training. Sameer has worked with the organizations and individuals worldwide. His role varied from being an executive coach to mentor coach to corporate trainer and facilitator. He has been working with the private, government, and non-profit organizations, and he has touched numerous of hearts inside of these organizations to help them become more productive, efficient, effective, and in general, more fulfilled and happy as human beings. He's also running his own coaching academy, and I'm going to ask him a little bit later on down the line to talk about his own coaching academy because I think it's very exciting what he's doing. And I also want to mention something as well, which is really special and sweet, that in October 2019, he was celebrated globally by International Coach Federation by what we call the ICF Young Leaders, who has managed to embody the ICF core values. And he was recognized for that as well. I think this is a huge and lovely accomplishment as well. So if you want to know about Sameer, you can read about him at his LinkedIn pages. And also what we're going to do in the footer of this podcast, we're going to leave the links to all of his social media as well. So welcome, Sameer.
Thank you, Zoran. Thank you. It's so good to be here with you, and thank you for the beautiful presentation.
Yeah, and you and I, we talked a lot about what are we going to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. And until now, we have no clue yet.
And until now, we don't have any clue. So we decided we're just going to free fall and then see where we are. But I know that you have few passions related to coaches. So let me kind of open up with a bigger question. What are you passionate about that you would love to share with our audience? Where would you like to take this conversation if you were to be fully in charge with us talking today?
Wow. What am I passionate about? I would say um, triggering the nature of a human being within everything that he does, even at work. Actually, this is what I'm finding myself more and more fascinated and passionate about. That a key for productivity, a key for healthy, fulfilled living is to bring back humanity within every single action we do. So I think this is where my heart is going with everything I do always.
So now let's move more into, somatic thinking, because I know you're a bit big on that. I know that you're connecting this modality within your coach trainings, also within the way you collaborate and coach others. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay. Somatic thinking is a philosophy. It's basically thinking in partnership with your body or with your body. So my body is stepping into the process of thinking and making sense of our experience versus using only the mind to process an information of experience. So it all starts by acknowledging that my body have its own consciousness, which is proven in multiple ways, starting from cellular intelligence to other research in thousands and thousands of years of spiritual teachings, that every cell in my body have its own consciousness. My body is connected to the collective consciousness, to this huge internet network that connects every being. And again, that is proven more and more now through quantum physics, what is called quantum entanglement and so on. So my body is connected to this massive resource of information, massive network. And yet my mind is the barrier between me and this information. So to be able to tap into this information, I need to allow my mind to connect to my body more. So I need first to absorb as much information possible from my body, which is called sensing. It's very simple. Sensing my body first. And then through these sensations, what kind of emotions are emerging? And then I take these information, then I start processing them using my consciousness, my own consciousness, my mind. And that's basically somatic thinking. How to process the information in a present experience in collaboration with your body, in the partnership of your body.
I love what you shared, and I know that for people who are listening, certain things can be very challenging. And let me share what, and then we can see how we can unfold that. A lot of people that I talk to feel disconnected from their body, and one of the most important things that you mentioned here is to be able to sense, to be able to feel, to connect, right, to your physicality. So how would we lead people into that deeper connection to their body, and how we would support them to start that relationship when they feel that connectivity?
Great question. The relationship between you, dear listener, and your body needs to shift from from one that it's more like a master with a slave or a master and a tool to a kind of a partnership. If you will imagine that your body is another person, what is the foundation that will allow a relationship to evolve between two people? It's communication, connection, listening to one another. So are you listening enough to your body? It's not about taking care of your body. It's not about taking your body to the gym or having a massage. It's more of empowering your ability to listen to your body while it's whispering, instead of listening to it only while it's screaming in pain. Because this is what the majority of us have. I deal with my body as if it's an extension of me. And I know myself, so why should I listen? So I will only listen to what is broken or when the pain will emerge. So as more you increase your sensitivity to sense yourself, because this is your body language is sensations. It will tell you about a lot of things. You just need to train yourself to listen to it while it's whispering. And that's your connection to the not only your body, to all what's physical right there, to the whole divine network that connects everything to everything right there. So start by working on your relationship with your body, by treating your body as an equal, not as a slave.
I just love that. I love what you're sharing, because I'm thinking so of the numerous coaching conversations I had with people when it comes to the relationship with the body. And I love that analogy that you're using. First of all, not treating your body that is your slave, but second, treating your body as your best friend, and developing that partnership when you're communicating to it, not only when there is a sensation of pain, because that's the last resource, right? So when we feel the pain, then people suddenly feel, oh my God, now I'm sensing my body, I'm feeling the pain, what's wrong with my body? And then the communication starts. But what you're pointing to, which is really, really important for all of us to start practicing even more, is that we listen to that subtle communication, to that whisper. And sometimes I joke with myself, Sameer, to be very honest with you, I would say to my body, come on, speak louder. I don't have time
So
to
it's his
listen to the
fault, not
whispering.
yours.
I know. I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
speak louder. Why are you whispering all the time? I mean, you can speak louder. I'm here to listen, and my body laughs. But I think it's important that connection to your body, that you figure out how is your body actually talking to you. What is that sensation language, and to hear it. I think that's the most important first step, isn't it?
definitely, definitely. And it comes to me a kind of an example. You see, when I drive from point A to point B with my car, and my mind is occupied with all kinds of thought-provoking ideas, or thinking about my problems, or things from the past or the future, and suddenly I find myself that I arrived to my destination. Who was truly driving this car with all these the technicalities of the car and all of these things, while my conscious mind is occupied with other things? And basically, while I'm inside my car, the most important task is keeping me alive, is being delegated to my partner there, my body. And then I have the audacity to say, I drove myself. And that's the thing. And the funniest thing is that if a crazy guy who's driving from the back, that I did not see him and my mind is occupied, my body senses by itself and automatically, without me noticing, I found myself that I steered the wheel far from this crazy driver, that I did not even see him in my peripheral vision. And this is how my body is treating me. Constantly receiving information from the outside world and reacting to it before even I will understand it. And this is what we do in martial arts. As you know, Zoran, I have a 30 years background in martial arts. My body is one that protects me. It becomes like when your eye blink, automatically everything happens uh, uh, on itself, because my body is using its own consciousness there. So this is what my body is doing to me now. In return, when I ignore it, I occupy myself from what it's trying to tell me constantly, I'm losing the point of living, because we are living a physical life, if you like it or not.
Yeah. We are. I mean, look at us. We're not energetic beings that we see each other's auras. We are in physical reality, correct? Yes.
Exactly. And it's not a new idea. Now the philosophy is kicking in. There are a lot of religions, let's say, started referring to the body as the weight of the spirit, that we need to become to elevate ourselves from the shackles of the body and the desire and so on. So in on a collective level, we learned to neglect our body even more and more, because we want what is pure and lovely, like being this kind of only a spiritual being, without the shackles of the physical. Please stop me. I'm starting to go into
No. I love it.
too
I
much
think that is
philosophy.
no. We love philosophy. I think this is a very beautiful thing that you're sharing, because it's a deeper understanding of our relationship with our body. So keep on. So that kind of, we really don't want to be what religions are saying to us. We don't want to be grounded back into our body, but the matter of fact is that we are spiritual beings living in a physical body, and unless we have this powerful and profound relationship with our physicality, it's difficult for us to exist here, correct?
Your body is the door, the portal between your consciousness and the outside world. And it is this door that shapes your consciousness, shapes who you are through your experiences. So if you cannot interact with your door properly, with this partner who is constantly telling you what's happening out there, and at the same time constantly communicating what's happening inside of you, obviously our consciousness will start developing and morphing based on virtual reality, based on a simulation of life instead of living life.
All right, so now we know that somatic thinking is really connected deeply within our relationship with the body. What I also love that you share, I just want to highlight it for audience as well, that once when you connect to this body of ours, you tap into this divine intelligence that interconnects all of us. You really get into the wealth of the information that you can source from each cell, each atom of your body. You're there 100% present. So what is the big deal with this, all of the thing, and why are we not connecting to our bodies? That's something that I really would love us to demystify, because how I see humanity right now is that a lot of us are just being here in our head and just kind of living our life through being centered here, connected, and completely forgetting about it. So, number one, because I know that you like only a few questions, what is preventing us in that to connect to our body? And number two, what are the practices that you would recommend for people to be more embodied or connected to their bodies?
Okay, great. What is stopping us? In my opinion, what's stopping us from connecting that we treat our body as we treat ourselves, with less curiosity. Because you see, curiosity generates care. Care generates connection. Connection generates relationship. But and the unique thing is that I deal with my body as I deal with myself and as I deal with in other relationships as well. It's the same dynamic, just different colors. When I presume that I know myself well, I know my body well, I stop being curious about it. I stop inquiring, sensing, paying attention. What's new today? What's happening at the second for you? So this lack of curiosity, that means lack of attention. After a while, I will stop caring. Stop caring. The result is disconnection. The result is a deteriorated relationship. Now,
Got it.
I ask anybody, if you have a relationship that's not working well for you, any relationship, check the level of curiosity that you are putting in the relationship. And that's usually where things happen. So start being curious again by just with the fact is that life is of the nature of change, and change is of the nature of life. Every second, with every word, with every experience we go through, there is something that shifted. It's very subtle, but there is change in me and you, in your body, in my body, and so on. Get curious about the small changes instead of only focusing about miracles and big, huge, humongous changes. If you do that, then the relationship will become much better. The second question was, how can I develop my relationship to my body on a more practical level now? I would presume that you will try to become more curious about your body. So a simple question would be, from a seated position, or while you are standing, or while you are walking, whatever you are doing in this moment, or while you are washing dishes, take a deep breath, and without changing anything of your body, just scan your body. I call it the physical scan. Start from your feet all the way up to the top of your head, asking just one question. what am I sensing now? And let me make sure that we understand the difference between sensing and feeling. Sensing, I'm speaking about physical sensations. What is hot? What is cold? What is contracted? What is relaxed? What is vibrating? What is not? What is compressed? What is released? All of these are sensations. So this when I ask myself, what am I sensing? This is what I'm looking for. What am I sensing in my body? What am I sensing in result of my surroundings? Like, what's the smell of the air that you are breathing? What sounds are you receiving? All of this is part of your body, by the way. Your body is not only, it doesn't end only with your skin. The air in the room is part of the air in my lungs. Therefore, all of this is part of the same system. So what are you sensing? All in with all the meaning of the word. Just by doing that, bit by bit, your sensitivity will increase. Your vocabulary, even to describe the sensations, will increase. And it becomes, your body here becomes your ally, and your sensations becomes an asset for emotional intelligence if you care about it, leadership skills if you are into it, coaching skills if you are part of our gang in coaching. So it all starts with sensations, from my point of view. How does that sound to you, Zoran?
Yeah, to me, it sounds like a well of inspiration and well of the gateway, basically, to life. And what you shared in both responses. Number one, with what prevents us, I loved what you share about the attention and intention and being able to be present enough and treating your body as an ally. And once when you give the space to your body that you need, then the body really begins responding back. I really love that we have to have care. And that care, it's so important that we care on a deeper level for ourselves. And I think that sometimes people lose that. They just don't care any longer because they take body for granted. So that's something that I've really learned from what you shared as well. And I think that when it comes to getting into the practice of really being in your body, I think now more than ever this is where the game is for me. And this is why I believe this conversation is super important for everybody who is listening and for our evolution as humanity, because if we really connect to our body in a profound way, and you also use beautiful metaphor that air, it's part of our body, because the lung in the air, it's lung around us, so everything around you is interconnected. So now more than ever we need to practice the embodiment to be able to transform and evolve to the next level of ourselves, and to shift this paradigm when we have lived disconnected. Because sometimes I wonder, when I walk around and look at the people in the corridors in the cities, I say we really do need to shift this paradigm when we are disconnected from our body, living solely in our mind, being present only here, to really sensing and presencing ourselves in stillness and silence of our inner spaces, and then interconnecting with everything around us using our body. And you're absolutely right. The life transforms when we do that. Yeah?
Definitely. And what came up to me as I'm hearing you sharing with me what you are absorbing from what I'm saying, which is the most beautiful thing ever, I have to say, just to hear how others are listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's in living for me. While you were speaking about it, what was triggered inside of me are this kind of a question. Okay, what is occupying us so much? What's taking all of our attention away from ourself and from just being curious about ourself and our body and living itself? And the answer for me that came up, it's like you are occupied and occupying all your resources to build this fascinating map that show everything, that plans for the future, and get all the knowledge from the past and make the picture as clear as possible, this huge map, thinking that once I will finish building the map, or this map of my life, then I am ready now to be happy. And while I am trying to build this map, there is this piece. Yes, I need to focus on adding this piece to the map. And like that, with this knowledge and this control, I will finally be happy. And the map never get completed. And something like the pandemic of COVID, for example, will just make you burn the map because nothing is working as you planned for.
Anyway.
Anyway, and the result is that you waste, or I would have wasted a huge amount of energy building a map that I will not use, and if I used, it will not truly allow me to reach fulfillment. What we are preaching here, or what we are suggesting as an alternative, instead of the map, activate a radar. Activate a radar in yourself, and the whole idea of the radar is just connect to your body, allow your intuition to kick in through your body, and it becomes like a radar that will serve you in whatever step you will make, in whatever direction you will go. It will just sense constantly. When there is a danger in the proximity, only in the proximity, it will inform you enough to respond. It will not occupy you like the map, trying to calculate all the potential danger that may come in the future, that make you just get more and more distracted. And this is the kind of image that visited me. Thank you for listening, Zoran.
You are so welcome, and I know that our audience is going to be super grateful for hearing you talk. So we're coming towards the end of our podcast, and what I would love to do right now, because time really flies when you're in deep conversations, and I know that we can keep on talking for hours and hours, but some people jog while they're listening to this podcast, and they keep on saying to me, you need to be shorter, because when I finish my jog, I really want to feel this sense of, we have arrived. So let's kind of slowly wrap it up. Would you like to share anything in addition to what you already shared, to leave our audience with a small, tiny practice, or a small, tiny tip, or something that you feel can be beneficial for people to start playing with, especially people who are new into this, who are new into discovering the wealth and beauty of somatic thinking, the wealth and glory of connecting to their body, something that they might play with? Anything that you would love to add or share?
I can share like two small practices.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, when you go and take a shower today or tomorrow, stand underneath the shower, allow the water to come down slowly, and trace few drops of water while it's traveling from the top of your head all the way to the bottom of your feet. Just follow few drops. Try. As more drops you will be able to sense, as more your attention will gather sensations from your body. Try that out for size and see how it would look like. And that's one practice. Another practice, whenever you have the chance, look at yourself in the mirror, focus on your eyes, and just take 1 minute. 1 minute concentrating only on your eyes, and see what will come up. Try to look deep inside instead of looking on the wrinkles or the makeup or whatever on the surface level. and see what kind of meanings will come up from this interaction between you and yourself. And these are the two practices that I would like to leave you with for today.
I am going to practice them both. I love the first one with the drops. I haven't done it for a very long time, but I can already feel the sensation of it and the deep mindfulness and presence that this one brings up. So please do it. I'll do it. I commit to our audience. And the second one is great. So, dear audience, with that, we'll leave you to enjoy this podcast, to listen it on a deeper level. Thank you so much, Sameer, for coming up and for sharing your wisdom and your presence with us today. We're so grateful to have you on our channel, and we hope to hear from you soon in the future. And thank you to the audience for tuning in, for listening, and for being present with us today.
Thank you, Zoran, for having me, and thank you for everybody who will listen, and I hope that you will find something of value in what we just shared for you.
I'm sure they will. Bye for now.
Bye for now.